AV Tech Hire is a website. It is a directory. A directory is just a collection of things like a telephone book, maybe. And you can visit this directory right now if you go over to avtechnicianhire.com. Actually, maybe Bob or somebody could do me a favor and copy and paste this into the chat because I can't write in the chat for some reason. It's not letting me. Yeah, it doesn't look like I can do it, but you guys can. So maybe somebody can do me that favor. And as you can see, it's just barely started. This is why it's a soft launch. This is definitely beta mode. I only hatched this idea 3 days ago. And I wanted to show you what I have so far to get your feedback, to get your ideas, to see if I can build something that's actually helpful to people. So you notice like right off the bat, I've got a problem with some of the images here and all of these things say featured, even though I don't really have any featured things set up. And I only have 6 people on here so far, and I really shouldn't be on there because I'm talking about myself as a software developer. But we're just getting started here. And so, like I said, I wanted to show it to you while it's in its early stages before I've committed to anything. So it's easy to change, right? Like right now, everything is easy to change. Maybe a couple months down the road, this will look completely different and then it'll be a little bit harder to change, but I'll have a better idea because you saw it. Okay. So what is it? It is simply the question, what is someone searching for when they search for the search term AV Technician Hire? What do I mean by that? Well, I'll talk a little bit more about some of the just like business research I've been doing when I get down to here. But the premise is that people are searching for AV Tech Hire in Google, AV Technician Hire. And when they do, they are getting these things. So we've got basically some companies that offer field technicians. You know what? Let me make the screen bigger. We've got some job listing sites here. But my question is, where are the technicians? So you can post a job. You can go here to some local companies. It's offering me this because I'm in Minneapolis. But my theory is that people searching for AV Technician Hire might actually be looking to get directly connected to people like you, technicians like you, anything that kind of falls under the umbrella of audio, visual, lighting technicians, anything for live events or installation. And I don't know exactly who these people are that are searching for this term, and I don't know exactly what they want, but I'm making a bet. And my bet is that they would like to come to a site like this where they can quickly search by location, market, department, and maybe some experience to find someone and connect with them directly. That's my bet anyway. And so I want to see, how do people use this? What is the thing that they actually want? And then I'll try to modify it and, turn it into a helpful tool. So you can pretty much search by anything, on this list. Oh, it should have Minneapolis there. So I'll have to figure out the location search. But right now the location search is just a text search. So you should be able to type in Minneapolis here. And then because on this page it says Minneapolis, that should show up. So I'll have to work on that. But you can pretty quickly filter by either production AV or integration, and by audio, video, lighting. And it looks like someone put in control systems. Video, lighting. And then this will be sort of a catch-all for everything else that I didn't think of. You can see that people have added a bunch of stuff already, acoustics, and then you could put in like brand names and stuff like that. Let's talk about what this is not. This is not a replacement or in competition with any of the great other directories or sites out there that are marketplaces where you can actually hire someone. And this is, I think, an example of that would be something like Gig Salad. I think that's what it's called. And there's a few other out there. It's funny, working in this field for 20 years, you think I would know some of them, but I've never used any of them because pro audio and live events and AV in general is all based on personal referral. As far as I know, it always has been. And my guess is that it probably will be at least 10 or 20 years into the future. Now, why that is and whether or not that's a good or a bad thing, I've covered that in other podcasts and videos and articles, and I think it's an interesting topic, and it's definitely something that I've tried to solve before, but I'm not trying to do that here. I'm not trying to change anybody's behavior. I'm not trying to solve personal referral. I'm not trying to replace personal referral. I'm merely trying to give more visibility to people that work in AV, right? Because my assumption is that if you are searching for AV technician hire, that, I guess here's my question. Why would someone be searching for this instead of just going to LinkedIn and searching there? Maybe because some AV technicians are not on LinkedIn. Maybe some AV technicians don't identify themselves as an AV technician well enough on LinkedIn. So maybe LinkedIn is not good for searching for these things. So I don't know exactly why people are Googling for that, but this is basically the same as LinkedIn. Maybe that's not a good way to say it. It's not the same at all as LinkedIn in terms of functionality, but just that it has a listing for you, another way for you to promote yourself. So here, when we open Jess's profile, there's just a little bit of information about Jess, and then you can contact Jess. That's it. So there's really no responsibility here. I'm not trying to say that I have ever worked with Jess or that I know anything about them. I'm just trying to let you know that Jess is working in professional audiovisual somehow. So I've done a minimum of diligence just to see that Jess has a public profile on LinkedIn, and I can see that they've done some work. But beyond that, that's all I've done. I've written about this down here in some of the FAQ section because when I first started posting about this, the first questions that people had were, oh, how are you going to verify people and how are you going to check that their certifications and X, Y, and Z, and that they're actually who they say they are and they're not inflating their skill set. I'm not doing any of that, okay? This is super simple, just a way to start here to, as I mentioned, give more visibility to people working in audiovisual. And maybe that's not good enough. This is totally an experiment, like everything that I do. As I said, I had the idea on Wednesday. I decided to put a site up and see, is this helpful? Is this what people are looking for? I've done other more complicated sites in the past where I've tried to solve more of this question of credibility. Those didn't really work. It didn't really take off. So now I'm thinking, what about something more lightweight? What if I just share more profiles with you? Beyond that, I think this could also be a good place to share companies and resources. So I could list other directories here. I would like to list only the high quality ones. So if you know any high quality like marketplaces or directories that you've actually gotten work through, or maybe even labor brokers, I don't know, but places that have actually helped you get work or that you've hired through, I would like to list those here. So let me know and I'll add them. Okay, so I talked a lot. Hopefully that was a kind of a good summary. Please put any questions or suggestions that you have into the chat. I'm at least seeing the chat from Facebook. And if I don't see it all now live, then I will check all of them later. Okay. So that's a little bit about the what. Where is it? It's right here at avtechnicianhire.com. So I launched it by myself, and you can read more about me down here. and it is for professional audiovisual and lighting technicians, people who are working day in and day out in this field, working on live events, concert sound, corporate events, circus, theater, all those things, and in the integration field. So maybe working in residential AV or commercial AV integration, all those things. And, I just wrote audiovisual and lighting technicians, but I know there are other departments here as well. So you can see that someone even put in control systems already. So I'm not great at thinking creatively while I'm talking or live streaming. So I can't think of any other departments right now, but I know that there are other departments. And, even if you are a project manager, operations manager, I'd love to have you on here as well. Okay. So just launching it today, and we'll see how it goes. Maybe everyone hates it. It's a terrible idea, and it's gone in a couple of weeks as fast as it sprung up. Or maybe, we figure out that it's helpful and how to make it helpful for us, and it sticks around for a while. Why am I doing this? So a little story. Let's see. Well, before this, I'll just say I have been doing research for a new project since July. I've been trying to make new software to help AV companies. Maybe you know that I have created a handful of apps and projects in the past for live sound engineers. Now I'm trying to do something for AV companies, and I don't know exactly what it's going to be, but maybe something in the area of labor management. That's what I've been looking at. It seems like that's what people need help with. And so as I've been getting into that, I've been doing research, and part of that research has been keyword research, as in what are things that people are searching for. So I'm trying to figure out where is the demand so that I can create the supply and build a business around it. One of the keywords that I came across that seemed to have some growing demand is AV technician hire. In fact, AV technician hire is one of the only keywords I can find that was not AV equipment suppliers. That was basically the other one. I thought this one was a little bit more interesting. So I just thought to myself, well, if this is something that people are searching for, is there anything that I can do to get started to see if I can build something that people want? Is this the supply that people are demanding? So this is all part of my attempt to figure out how to build something that's actually helpful to people. And so when I thought about this and I looked at the research I had done, I thought, you know what, let me try to do something with this keyword, and I'll try to build a directory. And so back on Wednesday, 2 days ago, I bought the domain and I published about it. And I just wanted to see, like, do people react to this? Do they react positively? Do they react negatively? And people did react. As you can see on this post, there's about 35 comments and some about 70 reactions here. And most of the comments were positive. People definitely had questions about the legitimacy of the posts and the quality of the content. And that's what I talked a little bit already about. And if you want to see specifically what I think about that, please check the FAQ section here. I've written in detail kind of what I think about some of these questions, and I would love to hear your feedback. Maybe you think I'm avoiding this too much. Maybe you think I should face it head on. But basically what I'm trying to do is not get too down into the weeds of trying to answer this. And I'm basically just trying to let people do what they normally do. What I'm saying in almost all of these FAQ posts here is that I'm not trying to change anyone's behavior. And I still think you should do your own due diligence, whatever that is, for your hiring process, and make sure that if you're going to reach out to one of these people, make sure that they're a good fit first. If you are maybe interested in this profile, then go to this person's LinkedIn page and look around a little bit to see if this person seems like they're a good fit, to see if they seem legitimate to you, whatever your litmus test is for legitimacy or good fit. Do all that normal stuff first. All I'm doing is helping give you some more options here for people you might be able to contact. Okay. Right. So those were some of the questions that came up right away. I hope that answers them. Maybe it's not a good enough answer, but we'll see. So I made this post on Wednesday, and then I checked the results on Thursday, and then I started building yesterday and finished the first version now. So this is what it looks like. Please test it out, poke around in there, see what you think about it. I have several other things that I need to do. I need to add more people. So for example, I know more people commented on here that wanted to be added. So I'm going to add them. I'm doing everything manually here at first, just so I can make sure I'm avoiding any spam, but mostly just to keep things consistent. So I can make sure that, like, I don't know, like capitalization is consistent and words are spelled correctly, and, you know, just annoying little website things like that. But in the future, I hope to get something more automated set up so that, you know, I do a couple of automated checks, you get into the system, and then you show up here in the directory right away. But for now, I'm doing everything manually. So if you come here and click on this button, add yourself, it'll just take you to a Google form and you can fill that out. Not too long. If you just open up your LinkedIn profile, you can just copy and paste everything over here pretty quickly. Okay. And what else was I going to say about the story? Yeah, and probably I'm going to add a community. There's a little newsletter here, and I'll probably just send out updates occasionally as I'm, you know, figuring out changes that need to be made here. I'm not sure exactly what's going to happen with this newsletter yet. So I know you're sort of signing up, taking a risk, but all I can say for now is it'll be updates about the directory. So, you know, maybe once a month or a couple times a month, I'll send out an update and say, hey, here are the changes. Here are the things you need to know, something like that. So I think that's all there is to say. I probably talked too much just for this initial soft launch, but I'd love to hear what you think. So please comment or send me a message, and we'll see where it goes. All right. Thanks a lot.